what's up guys, I'm Kyle Baldock. I'm here with Gav Coleman and we're in Laguna Beach, about to get down in this car. Check it.
Here we go, mate.
Yeah, mate, let's get some. Can't believe it. Actually in the car with a stunt driver. I don't know if we're going to be able to do many stunts on the road, but he can do crazy stuff, seriously.
Not on public roads.
Not on public roads, but
I might find somewhere where we'll play.
Little play. Hear that? The locker.
Security guards let you through okay?
Easy,
No dramas?
easy,
I told them who you were, mate.
Oh.
They said, you're kidding, is he really coming here? And I said, yeah, he is. No, he is. I said, really, he is. He's coming up to our house. And the guy goes, like, do you think I could, like, will I see him? And I said, well, he'll probably be in the back. He'll probably be a big limo. They spoiled him.
Yeah, spoiled him. He's going to be there.
So this is, mate, a magnificent Southern California day.
This is it.
It's insane.
Cali. It's an amazing spot, man. You've worked hard, man, for a very, 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 very long time, and it's worth it for you to get somewhere like that to make yourself feel good and remember that, you know, you like that. You're a humble person. You've built a life. If that makes sense.
I'm very lucky as far as family, mate. I've got an amazing wife who obviously I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her.
Definitely.
So feel very lucky.
Yeah, mate. Well,
so I just have to make the most of it now.
No, that's exactly it, man. You got to put your foot down all the time and make the most of everything. So talk to me about how it all started, though. How did you like even become, you know, being a stuntie?
I kind of stumbled into it, pardon the pun, as far as I auditioned for a stunt coordinator back on the Gold Coast in Queensland. Yep. At Warner Brothers Movie World. I don't know if you remember the old Police Academy stunt show.
Yeah, I remember. I was super young. I remember I used to go in there.
Back in '92, I was in that. You were probably.
Dude, I was 91. I was born in 91, so I think I was there maybe like 10 years old or something. So that would have been like 2000.
Yeah. Well,
so you would have been almost finished.
Well, I joined that. I got auditioned. In fact, I just happened to meet the stunt coordinator. Well, so what happened? I auditioned, got in the show, and a long story short, ended up sort of working my way up the ranks, became the only performer to do every single role in the show. Yeah. So I got through Police Academy, and then I was just Johnny on the spot to pitch the new Hollywood stunt driver show there to the Warner Brothers
Movie World team or something.
Well, the executive team, which was John Menzies, who was the chairman of the board, and thank God, just happened to get it across the line with him and the creative director there, Michael Croker, and they took it on board, and away we went, mate. I just ended up, once I left Movie World, I set up my own driver training company to do a bit of everything, stunt driving and obviously driver training. Definitely. I had a big driver training passion, so I was keen to do a lot back in the community, if you like.
Definitely give back and stuff like that.
Young drivers to be safe on the roads and so on.
I love that. I love that.
So
what actual stunts? Like, what are we talking? 2 wheels?
High falls, two-wheeling.
So 2 wheels, driving around stuff.
We used to get hit by cars. Every day. So we did a car knockdown every show, depending on the role that you did, of course. Okay, of course. That was in Police Academy. Yep. High falls, 35-foot high falls. Damn. Wheel standing motorbikes, endos, all that sort of stuff. Yep. So you would just literally run from the car, get out of the suit, or you stay in the same suit, and then you jump straight onto the bike. So as part of that character and for that role, you basically have to wait for these guys. Yeah, you're right, mate. Yeah, you basically just have to go from one vehicle to the next, depending on the role, of course. Kirby, definitely. One of the roles we used to do was this cadet Kirby that used to ride the motorcycle, but he'd also drive the golf buggy that did wheel stand. So a golf 750 FZR engine in it. Yeah. Damn. So it was really quite powerful, and it had there?
Yeah, well, they know where we're going. Just.
Oh, I've stitched them.
Wait, they get stitches all the time sometimes. Yeah. So yeah, keep going. No. Yeah,
So yeah, you jump out of one vehicle and you'd be straight onto the motorbike, or you'd have to run up the back stairs and do a high fall, do a bit of a fight scene with the bad guy, and then do a high fall.
Yeah. Man,
so it was a lot of variety.
How long was the show?
So the show went for about 26, 27 minutes.
That'd be full. It's just full on though. You never just stop. Yeah.
So it was high energy. You know, we got paid to go to the gym. We went to go to Sanctuary Cove Gym every morning.
Century. Yeah, that's right near my house.
Yeah, that was a good spot, mate.
Yeah,
so we had a good life.
So beautiful.
And then when Police Academy shut down and Hollywood Stunt Driver kicked in, we and I was the drive coordinator for that show. So there was, a lot of rehearsals.
Yeah,
it was definitely. It was like the show was evolving all the time. Like Police Academy.
Yeah, it kept just.
Well, it was evolving for 16 years.
Yeah.
So
you got to keep relevant too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole piece of why people are coming to watch it.
That's
they
right.
love the idea of all these cars doing all the skids and stuff. You can't just do the same show.
And during all that time, during the time I was at the theme park, I actually also was working at the Performance Driving Centre at Holden as well.
Oh, so nice.
And that's how I got into the instruction.
Teaching people how to actually do what you do as
I always wanted to set up my own company, so I set up, a business with another guy, the Institute of Driver Training, and we did a lot of stuff for Gold Coast City Council. We did their training, we did some stuff for the mines. And so part of that as well was we wanted to give back to the community. A bit of what you do, mate.
That's all it is.
There's a lot of between 18 and 24-year-olds killing themselves on our roads in Australia.
Dude, insane. Because another thing too, they get cars when they're 16, 17, right? Get off the L's, and then they have a car that's like a Maloo that has 300 horsepower. So I've never driven a car that's fast.
Yeah.
And they go try and be silly because they're Fast and the Furious and stuff. It's really good that you want to take that.
And part of the, if I used to go and do talks at schools and stuff, and I would say to these kids was, these cars, they spend up, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars
for sure.
setting and prepping the car. Most of the, the big stunt cars have got roll cages.
Oh no, you can't. It's like you can still get hurt, but you really minimise what actually can happen to you. You know what I mean? With all the stuff. So.
And that's a bit of a misconception, I think, for kids that they just go out and do it on the public roads. And obviously, if it gets out of hand and they hit someone just driving along with their family in the car.
Yeah, man.
And it's happened. We hear it here a lot. People racing and whatnot. So the idea is, when I do driver training, so any stunt training, I always go to like Willow Springs or Camarillo Airport. There's a guy here called Tom Harper, and he does a thing called Seat Time, and it's fantastic. It certainly won't break the bank. He gives you all the tyres you can burn up. They're fully prepped stunt cars. They're generally all police cars. Ooh. So they're former police. Actual LAPD cars.
I actually don't think I've ever been in the front seat of a police car.
So I go up with Tom and I assist him some days, and some days I just pay to go and use this car. So the reason I bought this car, the sole reason I bought it was just to train in. I'm not attached to it. I love the car, and I've got to say I love driving it.
Of course.
I feel like a 17-year-old again.
Yeah, that's it, man. Listen to it.
Especially when you do that.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
But at the end of the day, it's all about keeping up the skills, so that ideally, if the day comes along where I need to, they're following me. Okay. So the idea is to keep up the skills, and the idea is if the day comes where I get that phone call that I'm working on that over here in the US as well.
Definitely.
To come and jump on set and stop a car to a mark. I've kept those skills up. It's not cold. It's not something that I did 3 years ago or something. So I've only done it last weekend.
But how did we meet? Give him a little bit, what's the rundown? How did Mick approach you for me?
So I got a phone call from Mick out of the blue. Ooh, and I've done a bunch of TV commercials with Mick. He was the grip and I was the stunt driver or the precision driver on those jobs. And So I guess he heard I was over here, or knew I was over here through Facebook and whatnot, and just contacted me and told me all about you and what you do and what you're all about, mate. And I've got to say, I take my hat off to you for especially the fact that you do stuff for kids. I love that.
I love kids.
When he said,
everyone
mate,
knows that.
Yeah. So when he asked me to be involved, it was a no-brainer for me. I'm happy to lend a hand and.
Oh mate, you've been very, very generous, man, of everything, man. And Mick being here for me is a massive thing too, because I wanna showcase all of this. You know what I mean? All the stuff we get to kind of do and achieve.
So
yeah, man. I'm very, very happy that I've met someone like you, because I've been, you have heaps of people in your life that you always meet and see and talk to and whatnot, but someone that wants to do you're not in BMX, but you're in the whole bit of trying to save people's lives at the end of the day with the skill you got. And that's, I want to develop kids into being the next me and beat.
That's awesome, mate. So, the funny thing is, I'm over here and I am trying to break back into the film industry in the US, and it is quite hard. I'm trying to work on my SAG ticket and meet people, and it's get to Screen Actors Guild. So you've got to be part of the union to work on set. So in Australia, it's MIA, Media Entertainment and Arts Alliance, and they look after you, make sure you don't get ripped off, and make sure it's the production's safe and so on. So and obviously you pay your dues and they sort of look after you. Same kind of thing over here. You can't work on any decent big productions unless you're a member of SAG. So I work for the Porsche Experience Centre as well as a driving coach, but I also do Hooked on Driving. Now that is a lot of fun. Okay. So we take our cars up, and anyone can bring a car to the racetracks at Hooked on Driving. Do their programs at, and they get to drive their car flat out on the circuit with tuition. So it's not a matter of getting out and just going blindly out.
That would be awesome.
So we train them on cornering lines and braking and technique, if you like, on driving quick around a circuit without sort of throwing the car off the circuit and smashing it and so on. So that's obviously people will want to look after their tyres and their brakes, so they get to go home and still have a good. Righto, mate. So I'm thinking you should drive this thing.
What?
Home. Yeah, jump in, mate. Have a bit of fun with this old girl.
If you don't, for me, the simple little things that I've seen people wear, like ride motorbikes with no helmet on. My brother passed away, right? Yeah. He had a helmet on sense, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's the dumbest thing that people risk little tiny, like this, the tiniest little thing, this is not going to happen to me, and it does. That's how it usually happens.
So it was a bike crash, was it?
My little brother passed away on a motorbike. He was riding, and he went over a crescent, and a dude turned right into into like a work estate. And on that work estate, he got clipped, sent into a parked car, and he catapulted up probably about, I think they said about 20 meters he went. And then after that, his friend that was holding on to him died instantly.
So I'm really sorry to hear that, mate. Jesus. I can't imagine the pain of that.
The thing that keeps me going is this. He could have gave up right then and there when it all happened, when he crashed and he hit that car. Like somehow his body or brain or mind was still focusing on surviving, like being a survivor. And for me, like, I live like that. Like that's how I live life. You know what I mean? So. Wow.